Hey guys, what's up? My name's Hannah, and today we're going to be talking about why Americans are so against masks. I've just noticed from looking at all the news networks and looking at Twitter and social media that a lot of people have a lot of complaints against wearing masks, which I don't understand because we are still in a pandemic. I think a lot of people are forgetting that we literally are still going through COVID-19, and that is still very, very mandatory to protect yourselves and protect others by wearing face masks. So I did a lot of research online and I found a lot of articles and videos related to this, so it's definitely still a topic that is very much relevant to talk about today. One of the main reasons as to why Americans are really against wearing face masks is because they're very individualistic and they think for themselves rather than for others. Although Americans are really patriotic and often promote a nationalism, they're actually very independent thinkers and they don't really think as a collective whole. Rather, they think as individuals who kind of like do their own thing. And Americans, especially the younger generation, are extremely selfish, and I can say that because I'm an American, I live in America, I see how people my age act, and it's deplorable, especially during a pandemic. People are still out partying, people are out socializing, not wearing masks, not protecting themselves, not respecting any of the social distancing, and that's why COVID-19 is still so bad in America. Wearing face masks has always been a very prominent part of the culture in Asian countries such as China, South Korea, Japan, and most of it is just because it's a common courtesy. When most East Asians have like a cold, they'll like cover their face with a face mask, and that helps keep their germs to themselves and not contaminate other people. The difference between Asian culture and American culture is that Asian culture is more collective in thought and they think about the many, while American culture is more individualistic and they think about the few, as in themselves. Even before the pandemic broke out, I'd wear face masks on my college campus because I went to college up north. It was really cold, so wearing a face mask protected my skin, and then I also didn't have to wear makeup, and I just felt, like all wrapped up and nice. But then people would kind of give me, like side eyes and looks because I went to a predominantly white college, and it's annoying because it's like, yeah, Asians have gotten shit for wearing face masks this whole time, but now that it's a pandemic, everybody wants to wear it, which as they should, but it's just annoying because it's like Asians were made fun of for doing it, but now it's like we're all following their lead. So it's like, my opinion on the Americans who are out protesting against wearing masks, like the ones here, I think it's really stupid because it's like, instead of protesting that it's your right to not wear a mask, you should be thinking it is my duty as an American citizen to protect myself and protect others by wearing a mask. Instead of thinking it's my right to not wear a mask, Americans should be thinking it is my duty as an American citizen to protect myself and protect others by wearing this mask. We as Americans cannot be selfish and entitled if we want to beat a worldwide pandemic. Another thing that I'd like to point out is that mask wearing should always be consistent. It's not something where you pick and choose where you want to wear a mask. I know a lot of people, family members, who have said like, oh, I'm not going to wear a mask into CVS, but I'll wear a mask into Target. And that makes like zero sense to me. It's like, if you're going out in public, you have a very high risk of catching the coronavirus or transmitting it. So it's like, why would you pick and choose where you're going to wear a mask to? Point blank is, if you go out in public, please wear a mask for the safety of yourself and for others. Nobody should ever feel like they are above the cause of ensuring public safety. I think it's incredibly selfish of people who are like, I don't wear a mask because I don't feel like it. I think that's really stupid, selfish, ignorant, and just downright despicable. It's like, do you not care? Do you not care about yourself or others? Because people are still dying, people are still suffering because of the coronavirus, and yet you still don't want to wear a mask in public. And yet you still go to parties and don't respect the social distancing guidelines. And then you're surprised as to why America is one of the leading countries in the cases of coronavirus. One of the things that pisses me off about the American mindset is how a lot of people think that the government making them wear masks is oppressing them. I think that's really stupid because it shows how out of touch that a lot of Americans are with the oppression that people of color face. Masks aren't there to oppress us, they're there to protect us and to protect others and to prevent spreading this pandemic. It's honestly lamentable to see how out of touch that a lot of white Americans are with the actual oppression that people of color have to go through on a daily basis. People are really out here acting like masks are muzzles. They just want a crumb of oppression. It's so frustrating because it's like wearing a mask is not oppression. On the online dictionary, oppression is described as the unjust or cruel exercise of authority or power. Oppression is not the government asking citizens to wear face masks out in public to protect their damn selves. I'm not saying all white Americans are like this, but there's a big majority that are, and it is frustrating, and we need to talk about it. Americans can unite over football, beers, tailgating, but then when it comes to like actual problems like a fucking pandemic, they're not able to like pull it together and actually unite and fix the problem. If people were actually willing to wear face masks like they should be doing, I bet the pandemic would go down significantly in the United States of America. Another thing I saw recently which kind of pissed me off is how President Trump was saying that people who are wearing masks are trying to instill fear into others. I thought that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, for example, when you go to like a dentist's office, the dentist and the hygienist wear face masks on themselves. When they're in close proximity with you, they wear a face mask to protect themselves and to protect you. Like surgeons too, they wear face masks when they're in the operating room. The reason for that is to protect themselves and to protect you. Like, it's to just create a barrier. Nobody ever freaked out when surgeons were wearing face masks in the operating room. Why are people freaking out about face masks now? I think it's so dumb. Like, make it make sense. And also, it looks so bad that the president of our fucking country won't wear a mask, because then all the American citizens follow up after him. As a leader, your top priority should be the health and well-being of your citizens. Our president that we have right now does not care about that. He's making fun of the usage of masks. He's not promoting them. And in turn, that's going to make a lot of American citizens think, oh, I don't have to wear a mask. And then that's going to make the COVID cases just skyrocket through the roof even more than they already are. Trump is setting such a bad fucking example for Americans. I saw in an interview that President Trump was saying that he wasn't going to wear a face mask because he didn't feel like it. And I thought that was just incredibly negligent. As a president, your main priority should be the health and well-being of your people. Also, the fact that he thinks that citizens are wearing face masks to show their disapproval of him just shows how self-centered and stupid he is. As a leader, he is incompetent, and I hope he doesn't get reelected. It just pisses me off because not everything is about you. Some people actually care about their health and the health of others. It's just so frustrating. It's like, dude, it's not that fucking hard to wear a mask. Why is the interest for the public's health up for debate? Why is it controversial? That goes the same for protecting Black lives. Why is it up for debate? Why is racism up for debate? I did some more extensive research, and some other articles were suggesting that Americans might not want to be wearing face masks because it's not a part of their culture. In Asian culture, it's very common for people to wear face masks to protect themselves and to protect others. Even before this pandemic became a thing, it was just part of common courtesy. One of the reasons why Americans are so hesitant to wear face masks could be because they're not familiar with them and it's not a part of their culture. And it could also be because Americans can be quite xenophobic. Americans could be refusing to do this because they view wearing face masks as more of an East Asian culture thing, which it is, but that also just goes to show how xenophobic that Americans can be, which we all know that. I mean, look at the BTS Grammy Awards. It was ridiculous. And it just points out the question of, could America's blatant xenophobia be the reason as to why they're refusing to wear face masks? Because it makes a lot of sense to me. Anyways, to close this video, I wasn't really trying to reach for any real answers because honestly, I don't really know the answer as to how we can fix this, but I wanted to open up this conversation, just talk about it, because I think that's something that we really need to think about and address as Americans. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe below if you want to see more content from me, and make sure to wear your mask. Have a great day.
N95. These are made to block particles in the medical environment and when you're out mowing the lawn. This one's not sterilized, but it's pretty effective. So the reason we want you to wear a mask is to protect you, sure. But the main reason we want you to wear a mask is to protect me from you and the particles from your respiratory system from getting into my respiratory system. Everybody, this is a matter literally of life and death. And when I use the word literally, I mean literally a matter of life and death. So when you're out in public, please wear a mask.
And they want to throw God's wonderful breathing system out the door.
If we have a second wave, I feel it would be due to masking healthy citizens.
I will not tolerate putting a muzzle on my mouth to keep me from speaking to people, to keep me from them seeing my smile.
It literally is killing people. And we the people, are waking up. And we know what citizen's arrest is. Because citizen's arrests are already happening, okay? And every single one of you that are obeying the devil's laws are going to be arrested.
How will young children be able to know who the dangerous deviants are, like pedophiles and people in the human sex trafficking?
I don't wear a mask for the same reason I don't wear underwear. Things gotta breathe.
I'm also the daughter of somebody who lived through Germany. You're forcing people to wear masks. They were forced to wear a star.
I'm not wearing it. You're going to have to hold me down and put it on me.
And I say Trump 2020, and I hope every one of you gets voted out who votes for a mask here.